Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Hey!
Welcome. Just in
Yeah.
time for us to go live.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen of the congregation. There we go. Yeah.
Felt good.
The sad fact is Moon came in just in time to miss Miki. Like Miki was here for like five minutes or so while we were stalling waiting on Moon, and Moon missed Miki. That's so sad.
Aw.
You
Did he
missed-
literally DM you just like,
You
stall?
missed your boss's boss.
I'm actually surprised she hasn't gone on stream here.
Yeah. Well,
For,
Devin,
you know what I mean,
Devin streams
for the
downstairs.
reading, huh?
Devin's streaming downstairs. That's the funny part. All right, so Shadow Prince VT here to lurk. Thank you for your lurking. How annoyed today that got annoyed today that the honor at Magic High School Volume 10 is physical only. Aw, that's sad. Spider Phantom, hi, I'm here. By the way, guys, I just found out the next volume of Mushoku Tensei is apparently coming out on the 6th. I heard somebody say that, and I'm like, wait, what? So I'm looking into that. I am currently looking into that. The next volume. Like volume 23.
Eating food.
By the way, guys, if you have not checked out the new episode 0 of Mushoku Tensei season 2, guys, volume 23 of Mushoku Tensei comes out on the 6th. If you would like to check it out on Kindle, you can go ahead and grab it. It will be out on the 6th. Yeah. Volume 23. Guys, remember, there's only 26 volumes. So we're coming close to the end. Also, remember, when we get caught up with Slime, we will be moving over to Mushoku Tensei. So Mondays will become Mushoku Tensei days. And by the time that happens, at least Core 1 of Season 2 of Mushoku Tensei will be over. And it will take us a little bit of time to catch up to where the anime is, but considering how easy it is to get through the volumes of Mushoku Tensei, how easy it is to chew through chapters, it won't take long. So, just saying. Depends on how things go and how long of a hiatus we're on and all that other stuff, but here's hoping. I will try my best, guys. I will absolutely try my best. I don't know if we're going to be on a break. I got 2 weeks here, and then who knows? But I'll be here for at least... I'll be here from now for the 3rd and the 10th. I have to be out by the 17th. That is my cutoff day. So, hopefully things go well. I don't know how things are going to go. But I have a place for now. That is the important thing. All right. If you would like to help out, one of the ways you can do that is through our Patreon. That helps a lot. Believe it or not, that does help a lot. That actually helps me out. So if you would like to help me out, Patreon. But if you would like to donate to the POM Foundation, poor old me, that is a bit... That is something you can do as well. I'll have ways that you can do that later on throughout the week. My own Twitch channel, blah, blah, blah. We'll get to that. But you're not here for any of those nonsense reasons. We're here to read books. We got some fighting to do. There's a war.
It's going to be a good one.
There's a war that's on. Everybody's here for Shem's dulcet tones.
Dulcet tones.
I
That's
don't know why I said it that
Thanks.
way. But yeah, sure.
I appreciate that.
That was weird.
Yeah. Dulcet tones. By the way, hi guys,
Yes.
I'm Richie Roberts, joined by Shem Shem.
Hello.
Moonlight Sparks.
Yeah.
I was introducing people, but okay.
What? I just look. My brain went immediately to fucking anime church.
I'm here for the
So it's like-
steamroll. Oh god.
Yes.
That was
Moonlight
yesterday,
Sparks.
sir.
Spark sweep.
Sparks.
Yesterday. Sparks. Spark.
How many times do you think we could say that in different funny voices before it just becomes a completely separate word?
I don't know. Sonic Speed.
3.
Hello.
Moonlight Sparks. we go. Yeah.
Okay.
I
There
said
you
it
go.
3
Yes.
times and it's fine. Shmee,
Yeah.
shmee.
Moonlight Sparks, Moonlight Sparks.
Moonlight
Well, I
Sparks
guess more
times 8.
Sparks
There
than
we go.
anything
I did it.
else.
Damn it.
Just do
Come on.
Sparks, I guess would be anything.
You gotta do it
Mm.
3 times. It's not Beetlejuice. Come on now.
Fuck you.
Moonlight Sparks, Moonlight Sparks, Moonlight Sparks.
It's showtime.
No, you're not.
Now he starts reading first somehow.
We're here for Shim's voice and to hear Tempest curb stomping the Empire.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Well, we don't, well, at least chat, you know your priorities. So
We came here for-
that's I'm glad to hear that.
We came here for some shenanigans.
Only
Definitely have plenty of
Shim.
those.
The only Shims.
Yes.
I just thought of that. Oh my god.
But,
Instead of OnlyFans, it's
don't
only
forget-
Shims.
A bunch
forget
of
we
little
have-
plastic
we have-
shims.
Weeb have.
Yes.
We
Bunch of little.
Or
Yeah.
we had the
Yeah.
the merch, the Shim merch.
Yeah. Here.
What do you
I got
call-
the goods. I got what you need. I have
Ah,
all the goods
yeah.
that you need. Here you go.
Look at all those little weeblings.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's the good shit right
What do you
there.
call a tiny?
random
What do you
one.
call a
That's
tiny
shim
weeb?
right there.
Weeblings.
The
Today's
Shims.
Moonlight
weeblings.
sporks. Oh my god.
Today's animal of the day is a green cow.
No,
Good.
that's my cousin.
Moonlight sporks.
That's your cousin. Yes.
Moonlight
Yeah,
sporks.
hey, here, let me go get him.
Spoon
right
light
now.
Hold on,
Sporks.
hold on. You wanna hear the craziest thing? I moved from one side of Nashville to the other side of Nashville. You know what changed? The gas
What?
prices.
No.
Hey.
Oh no, not in a good
Especially
way.
their holiday weekend. I know.
40
40 cents a gallon increase.
That's not surprising.
Increase.
Mm.
They were like
It's
they were-
summer
Terrible.
too, so you got
they
to
were
factor
just
that
like-
tourism.
No, we're not a tourist town.
Hello.
Mm.
Stop.
I'm Moonlight
Hello.
Sport.
You look cozy.
God damn it.
I'm
Anyway,
very cozy.
went from
I can
Hermitage.
make a character out of anything.
We went from Hermitage where
I
they
bet I
were
could
like
do that.
we went from Hermitage where they were like $3 and like maybe like 11 cents at the highest. Over here in Bellevue, $3.49.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cute.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Yours
Over here it's like $4.50, dude. Mm.
Yeah, that's more where we're at.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, that's for like premium. $4.50 is for premium.
No, not even.
It's more like $4.20 something.
no
for, like, the middle one.
Georgia set a price ceiling
Oh.
at
Oh,
like, I
oh.
think it's sub $4.
Bro,
so,
you wanna hear
our
that- you
gas
wanna-
prices
No, no,
are
no.
much higher
We're
than
getting up to 5 with just
It's
unleaded,
bad.
just the basic stuff.
Yeah,
That's-
one of
I
the
think it
was
governors of
because-
Georgia, like set up a price ceiling for
That's cute.
gas, and it's
That's-
great.
That's cute.
Mm, that's good.
See, here's the funny thing. I thought
That's
things were
adorable.
getting better. I thought things were getting
For a
better
while.
because we saw
Hmm.
prices. I saw prices this week at $2.98,
Eh.
and I was like, yeah, back in the
And the next day-
$2 range. And then they went back up to $3.03, and I was like, you motherfuckers.
Mm. You motherfuckers.
It's a good thing I got gas at Kroger with 20 cents off a gallon. Yeah.
Hell yeah, this is why I love.
You can also get
Costco.
Costco gas. Costco gas is also reasonable if you have a membership.
Yeah,
That's
because
like
Costco
over the next
memberships-
town over.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Costco gas.
Yeah.
but Costco gas is not good gas.
I wouldn't know that actually. I actually don't. Well, I actually don't do that. But my dad says it's good gas, and I trust his opinion because he does a body shop stuff. So
Oh, is it?
he knows cars. So yeah. So I trust his opinion about it, and he says, "Oh yeah, the one over here is pretty good." I'm like, okay,
Okay.
that's fair.
It might
So I
be
trust
that
his
one
opinion.
specifically,
Costco's
but
probably different.
I don't
mean,
exactly
it's been
know.
a while. It's been a while since
I don't know what
I've
makes
done
good
that.
gas or good gas. Yeah.
It's been a while since I did that. Anyway, it's time to read. Also, I don't know how it is on a state by state basis either, so could be
Yeah,
different.
it might be differ from state to state too, but I don't know what makes good
Yeah,
gas.
it
over
definitely
what,
is.
so-
I think
Cheapest-
ours is like 440
God
just
damn it,
for
Ryuma,
unleaded,
cheapest
like
place
the
to
basic
get
stuff.
gas
They're
is
I don't know.
not
Taco Bell.
wrong.
I'd have to check.
That's good. You can
Yeah.
get it for cheaper though.
Dude,
yeah.
All right, I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell for
Yeah.
laughing at something that I read on Twitter.
Going to
today.
hell.
I'm going to hell for something I laughed at on Twitter today. It was like,
what
how
was that?
dark is my humor? And then underneath it, it was like, it says, what does a blind man say when he touches an emo girl's arm? I'm not reading all this shit. God damn
Oh
it.
God.
God damn
That's actually
it.
kind of funny. I get it because
Like,
she's got.
God damn.
I get it because she's got piercings. Oh wait, no, that's not it. It's something
No,
else.
Yeah, no.
an emo
I just
girl's
put together
arm.
pieces.
Her arm.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm
have
not
you ever
reading all
heard of
this
the
shit.
emo violin?
And then it was even funnier.
I get it.
And then it was even funnier
Understandable.
because the person that was saying I'm not reading all this shit was like young Sabo.
Young Sabo. God. Like from One Piece?
Yes!
Yeah.
That makes it even funnier.
Sabo.
He's like, I'm not reading
Yeah.
all this shit. And I'm like, God damn it, I love it. Oh, it's so
Are you sure about that?
Oh,
I do love my
there
One
was
Piece.
a reel I saw on Instagram when it's like, when it's leg day, but you forget something important. It's a dude who's literally missing his lower half. He just goes up to the seat, sits down, and then he's like,
Just like,
fuck. And I'm just like,
No.
I can't laugh at that.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because he has a sense of humor too.
Yeah, true.
All right.
Speaking of
Shim.
One Piece, I have something. Yes. What's up?
Damn it. I was trying to.
Oh.
I didn't know you were starting a joke. I was just trying to get us on task.
No,
and
I wasn't
start-
starting a joke. I was just trying to show off something that I got from the con.
Okay,
Speaking
go
of
for
One
it.
Piece, I found like this really cool like artists. What was it? They had like a sticker pack with like a keychain. I found broken. It was really
Ooh,
cool.
that's kind of cool.
It's really good. Yeah, it's cool. It's like a sticker, keychain, and like postcard all at once.
Time to
I know it's
read.
But it looks like Dan Avidan if he was a skeleton.
You know
Yeah.
what? It would be really
Makes
funny
sense.
if he voiced
That makes
Brooke
sense.
in the show too, in the dub.
No,
That'd be
that's
really
Ian
cool.
Well, in the
Sinclair.
dub is
That's
yeah,
Ian
he's
Sinclair.
great. He's fantastic. I love him.
Yeah. I think I don't know the song I listened to him.
I know
recently.
too many people.
I don't know how he can say, "Oh, I poop" in like the most serious,
Dude.
meaningful manner.
Dude,
And also have it
That's
be
an actual
hilarious.
line.
I'm gonna go see
Oh, yes,
Jeremy.
I-
I'm gonna go see Jeremy Lee at AkaiCon, and I'm gonna be completely happy about it because motherfucker, I'm getting her to sign
Dude.
my Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, speaking of
Your
flaunting,
copy of it, or just the?
She
Okay, I
voices
was gonna
Sonya.
yesterday was a Comic Con or anime or a fan expo in Denver.
She voices
Oh.
Queen Sonya, the first queen of Hyrule.
Oh, you mean from the Tears of the Kingdom?
Oh,
Yes,
that
Yeah.
series.
Jeremy
of Zelda.
voices. Jeremy voices Queen Sonya, the first queen of Hyrule. Yeah,
I'm still in Breath
I
of the
got
Wild.
some-
I don't remember that name. It's probably a Tears of the Kingdom character.
that's because
Yeah,
I
it is.
said I'm getting her to.
Well, I'm thinking
sign
like
Tears
I'm
of the
still in Breath of
Kingdom.
the Wild. Is she in? I don't think she is. Yeah,
No,
she's not in Breath
she's
of
in
the Wild.
Tears of
Not.
the Kingdom.
You guys want to see something cool?
You want to see
I
a
got to
dead
meet,
body?
uh,
We already
Yes,
saw
I would
one.
love you to start
Kinda.
reading.
I'm sorry, I wanted to show this. It's pretty cool.
Shem's the
I
one.
got
It's
to-
like Shem
I went to
decides
con
when
and I
we
was really
start.
excited.
Shim,
I got-
Shim is literally the one derailing the show
He's the-
today. I'm
I'm
like,
sorry,
it's
it's
He's
rare,
the
opposite day.
driver, and he's like, "We
Yeah.
drive. I'll start this engine when I
I'm
decide
sorry
to." No, you're fine.
for all the crashing and road railing I get into. I get this one opportunity, so I'm fucking
It's
slamming
my
the
turn
gas.
to do it. Let
Okay.
me have
You
it.
know
I'm
what?
slamming
God
the
damn
gas. Yeah, I just want to show up one more
Turn.
thing though, but
Nice.
what was it? I got
It's
to
like,
meet Richard Horvitz at the con yesterday. It was pretty cool, and he got to give me a signed print. It
Oh,
was
nice.
nice.
Ah! That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah,
yeah.
I fucking love him.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we spray
great.
painted this
Ugh.
last night,
Cool.
Yeah.
Content. Yeah,
Ooh.
and
That's nice.
so
Well,
that's my
see.
new.
That
That's
can't
my
get
new,
scratched up, can
Triforce.
it?
no,
you can put a varnish over it,
we probably could.
but
Oh
Uh,
yeah. You
you
probably
can't
put
call
one thing on
Shem
this
the
week on
innocent
there.
one anymore. That's my secret cap. I never was. All
I'm always angry.
right, let's
That's
go.
the neat part.
All right,
You can't.
nope. All
All
right,
right, now we get started.
the war was on. That's where we're at, right?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
that's why I've been wanting
war
to
was on,
start because
And it
Jesus,
came- okay, just making sure. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
the war
Let
was
me
on.
read.
Yeah.
Now he wants
The
to
war
read.
was
Everyone
on.
shut up.
Now he wants to. Okay, I get it. I understand.
Ooh, nice.
The war was on, and it came
It
a lot
goes
more
on my new phone.
easier than expected.
That's what
Yes.
she said.
Yeah. The Imperial troops didn't hesitate to step over the final warning line Testarossa had burned into the ground. And
Don't
with that, we were at war with the Eastern Empire. It's on, isn't it? Yes. And this is just the beginning. Ramirez and Valdor were talking to each other, acting all haughty and laid back in their rather lofty chairs. I let out a sigh. This wasn't a game. It was real war. I wish they'd brace themselves and treat this a little more seriously. Yeah, great. Can you get the town evacuated now, please? Right on. Right on. Just leave it to good old Ramirez. Ramirez cheerfully answered my request. And the next moment, without a sound, our capital city of Remer was quarantined in the dungeon.
Hold
I
on,
delayed
hold on,
this
hold on.
quarantine until...
We need the good old. We have to do the good old Goku. There you go.
Yep.
Everyone just disappearing at once.
Yeah, everybody just.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and then
All
you
right,
just have the
let's
general and his
evacuate
army
the town.
going like, "What?
Wait, how do we do
What?
that? Give it a
Huh?
second.
Yep. Oh, that was easier than I thought. Good. Yep. That was good. That's a good.
How do you
sound
do it
effect.
with the? How do you do it with the? I can't. I could do it normally, but without the.
You blow out your cheeks like you know how you fill up your cheeks with air? Same way, but with like the finger just barely inside one of your lips, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't pick up on the mic. I think.
Okay. Yeah, just
We
Yeah.
have fun here.
done.
we teaching you to
I think
make
I'm better off just doing it with that way.
teaching you to make silly noises. Yes.
Yes.
Voice
Teaching you to
actors.
do that thing with your mouth. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Teaching you to do that special trick with your mouth and your finger.
It doesn't pick up on the mic. It's too
Like
quiet
Chi-Chi.
when I do it.
Chi knows a thing or two about how to.
Giggity.
Never mind. Oh,
It's too quiet when I do it. The mic doesn't pick it up.
okay.
You're
Yeah.
a pro.
Understandable.
I'm a professional.
Yes. Stealthy and silent.
Like
like-
so.
Remember,
Just
this is
like
a
me.
stealth mission.
Yes. Jesus.
God damn.
Okay.
No,
All right.
everyone gets that reference. All right, continue.
Someone rolled in that one.
Yeah. Ramirez cheerfully answered my request, and the next moment, without a sound, our capital city of Reamer was quarantined in the dungeon. I delayed this quarantine until the very last minute, yes, so we could keep pretending to be oblivious to the enemy. Now that the game was over, as soon as they ignored Testarosa's advice, there was no need to hold back. Oh, I had a message from Trainee, Ramirez said after effortlessly wrapping that up as if she just remembered it. Like, she detected some fishy-looking character or something, so she's gonna go greet them. Huh? What do you mean? Or what's that mean? Well, I'm not sure, or I'm not sure I really know either, you know? A dumb question on my part. It was useless to ask Ramirez for anything in the way of details. She didn't even work for me anyway, so I had no right to complain. Besides, we kind of got her wrapped up in this war, so I was grateful she was cooperating with us at all. And speaking of Trainee, she can be pretty damn lax about things too, come to think of it. So, do we need to worry, or do we need anything, or do we need to do anything about our intruders yet? I was a little worried, so I checked with Soe. There will not be a problem for now, sir. All we have to do is keep an eye on the gate placed on the surface, as planned. Well, I'm glad I wasn't thinking it, or wasn't overthinking it. It sounded like a few spies had made their way in. Soe and his team Kurayami were making quick work of them, so I guess there wasn't much to worry about. Now, let's take a quick look at the labyrinth structure. Floors 91 to 95 were where floors 96 through 100 used to be. The town of Reamer on the surface had been transported lock, stock, and barrel to the lowest level, the temporary floor 101. You had to defeat Veldora to reach this level, and common sense dictated that if things came to that, we'd be screwed anyway.
Yep.
The real final defense, I don't think they'd get that far. The real final defense we deployed would be on floor 95. Floors 91 through 94 were now the dragon rooms, and if you got past them, you'd find yourself in the vast chamber where Veldora awaited. Behind that chamber was the control center we were sitting in now. If Veldora was defeated, we could buy some time in there, put the town back on the surface, and let the residents flee under Geld's protection. It was, frankly, a desperation move, so I very much preferred if our floor bosses did their best for us instead. Either way, we could at least be assured that the labyrinth was defended as best as it could possibly be. Really, even if your typical army tried to break through floor 95, it'd be impossible for them. This being wartime, all usual dungeon services were naturally suspended until further notice. We weren't going to sell any more resurrection bracelets, of course, and the inns and bathrooms were shut down too. Any would-be visitors would need to bring all their own food and necessities. We even planned to cut off access to the water sources every 5 floors, which was bound to make things a lot harder. If you really wanted to beat the dungeon, it'd take you days, months even. In a battlefield like this, bigger wasn't necessarily better. In fact, having too big a force could really drag you down. Based on the intel Ghidorah and the others gave me, nearly all Imperial soldiers had undergone body augmentation, allowing them to go without food or drink for a week. But even so, I couldn't imagine them having an easy time in the labyrinth. We ran simulations with several Night Corps from the Western nations, but the chances of successfully conquering this place were slim to none. Even if the Empire's army was that much better than them all, it wasn't going to be a walk in the park for them. So maybe I was worrying too much. Still, we better not let our guard down. The enemy might try to sneak their way through unnoticed, and we'd have to adjust our tactics based on what they tried. But either way, our preparations were now complete. We'd already informed our neighbor nations of the Empire's movements, and I was sure they were all praying for our victory. If worst came to worst, the Western deployment was on standby, and for everything else, they'd have to take action as the situation demanded. Now was time to return my attention to the battlefield. Yep, here he comes. Oh Lord, he coming.
Here he comes.
Yeah.
Praise
That's
be to him.
Chew you up.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. I have to get the proper battle attire. So
Good.
I will join you momentarily with the proper battle
Mhm.
attire.
Oh, okay.
Good. He's getting the thing.
We gotta get the battle music ready.
He's preparing for war.
What do you mean if you forgot the song? Screw it. Just take this
Hold
and hit random. Just hit random
wait,
and play.
wait.
I'm a
No.
bitch.
So
I'm
see
a
what happens.
lover.
Yeah, there we go. All right, turn off.
Good.
It didn't
turn off
work.
what? I
It
guess
did not
didn't.
work. Take off your glasses, Shem. I don't have glasses on right now. You need to take off glasses into the scene. Shem, you gotta take it off your glasses. Shem, yeah,
I'm
you're
not taking
breaking
off
the
my
scene. God damn it,
I'm not
Shem.
taking off my
You're
glasses,
ruining
dude.
it. You're ruining it.
Oh.
Move, do it. Your glasses then. I don't
I
have my
already
glasses
did.
on.
I
Oh,
already
you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was fine. He did it. He did the
Somebody has
bit.
to do it.
He was fine.
Okay.
He committed to the bit. He was good.
All right, good.
He
I have
was great.
contacts in. I can't do it myself.
Okay. I see how it is. Mr. I like having lenses against my eyes. I understand.
I have
It's not
returned.
like that.
Welcome
not
back.
like that.
He is
Hello.
ready.
I have returned, and I have
With your battle
battle
attire?
attire.
Good.
I'd say attire,
What
but
is
then it's like
that?
you're not wearing anything.
What is that?
No.
The
He's
battle.
holding. He has like
Are those
battle chips or
cookies?
something.
Those are
Oh, cookies. Okay. I thought they were like coasters with like little things on them, and I was like, ooh.
Battle
cool.
attire.
I got a cookie cake
even
downstairs.
And
better.
they shall not be
Yes.
shared, which
Already
means
had,
the
like, 2 pieces
peace.
today, so-
You know what?
The
I
piece is
got my
over. You
own in
Can't
the
send
freezer. I
some
could
through
just
the
warm
Wi-Fi.
up.
Come on, man.
I got some in the freezer. I could just heat them up. I don't need this.
No, I don't mean not
doing that.
sharing with you. I'm not sharing them with the Empire, which means there is no peace.
Oh, so you are sharing with us then?
Well, I mean, I can't send them through the Wi-Fi. You kind of have to get your
Yeah, you
own.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
fair.
You know what? Reamer is working on that, but not right now. It won't be. now.
BYOC, bring your own cookies.
Yeah.
It's true.
I do have my own. I do have
Uh,
freezer cookies. Maybe next time.
Also,
that
you
sounds
wouldn't
good.
want
I'm not
these
dieting.
anyway.
They're stale.
No. It's just unfortunately, as much as we talk shit, these are the ones that I can actually eat. They're okay for my diet. This is oatmeal raisin.
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
interesting. I'm
Yeah,
curious.
yeah,
Do you
It's nice
do you
occasionally, though.
do you enjoy snickerdoodles at all? I don't think I remember the last time I had
Too
a
much
snickerdoodle.
sugar. I'm
Too much sugar?
not
Yeah,
allowed to
they're
have.
good, but yeah, it's a lot of sugar.
Well, I
and
wasn't
butter,
saying if it was
so-
good for your diet. I was just wondering if you had them, if you
Ooh,
liked
I
them or
have
not.
They're good. It's just
Technically, I guess you could say that oatmeal raisin is the cookie of war.
fair. We are in tough times. He's allowed to.
We are in dire straits.
Yeah. Testarossa. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. Testarossa, regrouped with Gupta, was riding away on Ranga. The Empire's tanks were behind them, giving chase, and judging by how their gun turrets were moving, they all seemed ready to fire post haste.
The
Are they all
fuck?
right? What, was it hot?
Brownies laced with laxatives? Good at the near the entrance?
Okay.
Wow. Dude, there's evil and then there's
Yeah.
just straight up diabolical. Wow.
Man, these are awesome. Oh. Yep.
Or
bad
it's
time.
like, oh man, these are the. Oh no.
Yep. Brownies will make you
Dude.
have to make
Oh,
more.
bro, I would never
know,
be able to trust a
some
brownie
poor
again
monster-
after that.
You know
Ooh, you
some
found
poor
something.
monster in the dungeon has to clean that up, right?
The janitor goblins or something.
Well,
Fair.
You gotta watch out
Fair.
for every one of them. Every one of them's got something up their sleeve.
the diarrhea slime.
I mean, at least. Ugh.
The
At least they
diarrhea
have a plumbing
cookies are the.
system or something that keeps it clean.
Probably
They're not in the
Beretta.
dark
No, not Beretta. Don't do that to Beretta.
No.
Ramirez
do
runs
that.
The labyrinth, so it might be a tree.
Moss, you're on toilet duty. Oh man.
Oh man, what a shitty job.
Yeah.
Eh,
Just yeah.
I should have just
Uh,
soundboard there, but nah, I just didn't.
No.
Please don't.
uh.
Please don't. We're good.
Yeah.
Continuing on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they all right? If they're hit, probably not, but that's unlikely to happen. Benimaru seemed intrepid as always. Wasting no time, he used his unique skill, Born Leader, to send orders to the 1st and 3rd Corps. The Tempest forces all began moving at once. Green numbers now carefully advanced towards the enemy's rear, entering the forest and using the vegetation as a shield as they made every effort to avoid enemy detection. If they could win the fight, they'd charge. If not, they retreat. but until they were sure either way, they didn't intend to make any bold moves. Gabiru's team Hiryu, a 100-strong corps of flying raiders, joined 300 Wyvern riders picked from the blue numbers in the skies. Their plan was to try attacking the slow, rumbling tanks from the air, which I thought was a good idea, but the enemy had air power of its own. Once that stuff reached the battle site, that was when the real war would begin. Finally, Gupta's force was currently the closest one to the enemy. As long as we didn't know what those tank guns could do, staying within range of them would be a death wish. They were still a healthy distance away from the advancing tanks, but as long as we didn't know exactly what their range was, we needed to stay on guard. That, and while I didn't think the Empire was aware of the Goblin Riders yet, it looked like those tanks were ready to shoot. Maybe they had some kind of new weapon, or one that not even Ghidorah was aware of. Raphael? Oh, he's in the middle of mid-chew, sorry.
Nom nom nom. Menu's like, sorry, I'm eating cookies. Stand by.
Now loading.
You know it's cookie time, damn it.
You know the loading screen too. It would be a cookie rotating, like a chocolate chip cookie.
Buffering the brownies.
No.
And
If you
clearing
have
the cookies out.
A loading mini game. It's just cookie clicker.
Yeah.
No, it's a slowly eaten cookie. It's a slowly eaten
Munch,
cookie.
munch, 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 munch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spawns. Munch, 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 munch.
Yep.
Report. Based on the tank gun's orientation and angle, they are taking accurate aim. It is believed that they have a sound grasp of the Goblin Riders currently lurking, or Goblin Riders lurking in the trees.
Huh? That's bad, isn't it? Benimaru, I think the enemy has some means to locate the goblins. Understood. I took that possibility into consideration, so Gupta's force is the sole group comprising the advanced team. I was the only one panicking. Benimaru was relaxed as ever. Apparently this was all part of the script, so I decided to trust Benimaru and watch how things went. There were 2,000 tanks in total. 500 of them had turned around on patrol for the goblins, and the 20 tanks in the front row were about to fire their main guns. One big notable difference between these tanks and the ones on Earth was that these had shorter barrels, maybe? They had been traversing the foothills of the mountain range, but they still had some thick vegetation to get through. Those short barrels probably made turning easy. Or I suppose they were knocking down trees with brute force, too. Still, ease of turning makes dense formations a lot easier to organize. All of them could turn quickly without worrying about bashing gun barrels against each other. I wasn't sure they were long enough to provide a lot of accuracy and range, but that wasn't for us to worry about. The fact that these tanks were in actual operation probably indicated that any problems along these lines were already worked out. And what about Gupta's team? Well, Gupta was already back with his troops. He looked pretty pale, but I doubt it was because he was scared of the tank squad. Perhaps he realized the truth about Tensura, and it dawned on him how much danger he was actually in. Tensura, meanwhile, was sitting on Ranga's back, legs to one side as she gracefully ruffled his fur. When the negotiations were over, she apparently assumed her job was done. She did deserve a lot of credit for getting back safely like this. She could afford to knock off for a little while. But I didn't think now was the right time for it. As I was thinking about this, the tank guns finally opened fire. 21 shells flew on in. It was hard to make out through the Argo system. The one shot fired from the command vehicle looked different from the others. What was that? Gupta, in shadow, right now. All riders, in shadow. Benimaru left my question in the dust as he gave the order. Gupta quickly responded. Without a moment's pause, the Goblin Riders used shadow motion to disappear from the scene. Immediately afterward, a rain of shells pelted the area, a storm of 21 lethal blasts. It was a terrifying hellscape to imagine.
Understood. The caliber of the tank's gun is 120 millimeters, so the mass of the shells is estimated to be approximately 46 pounds. Based on the distance to point of impact and the time of arrival, the velocity was found to be slightly under 6 times the speed of sound. The kinetic energy of each shell is proportional to its mass multiplied by the speed of light squared. From these conditions, the muzzle energy and penetrative capacity... That's all, folks.
Deep.
Yeah. This is way too much. This is way too much terminology for my dumbass to explain. All right, The kinetic energy of each shell is proportional to its mass multiplied by the speed of light squared. For these conditions, the muzzle energy and penetrative capacity can also be calculated, or can be calculated. The velocity drop is inversely proportional to the cross-sectional load. The air resistance is taken into account by simulating the surrounding environment, and these figures are multiplied by the magic power factor inside the shell.
Sorry, I'm
Yes.
just that whole thing is like the side character with the glasses explaining everything while he's pushing his glasses up. Like
actually,
the velocity drop is inversely proportional to the cross-sectional load. The air resistance is
I
taken
just
into account
imagine.
by
I just
stimulating the
imagine at
surrounding
this point in
environment,
time,
and these figures are
Rimuru's just
multiplied.
like. I just imagine at this point in time, Rimuru's just like, okay, calm down there, Shiro.
Yeah, like hold on.
Just like me in
Slow
the
down,
general
Jeffro.
outfit, like in English, goddammit!
Nah, his face just turned into the visible look of the dial-up tone.
Of Shiro, just like.
Just
Yeah.
the Mac booting up, the old Windows machine, just like it doesn't process.
Oh yeah.
The,
The blue
the
screen.
little beach ball of death.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh god,
Um,
it's
Giving up
so
at
long
birth.
ago. I remember
Give
that.
all your net worth up to case research.
Ah, yeah.
Take all your little
yeah.
toys and I still
Yep.
top that.
iPhone, iPad, iPhone, I smack.
Mm. I hate to interrupt you while you're having such a ball describing all this stuff to me. Get it, like beach ball. Yeah. But like, I don't even know what a stick of dynamite can do, really. So if you could maybe give it to me in beginner terms.
Acknowledged. In specific terms, a direct hit would shatter even the great gate of the Dwarven Kingdom. Not even an A-rank dragon could withstand it. Anyone within 15 feet of impact would be severely damaged by concussive force, and survival for anyone ranked C or below would be out of the question.
Right. Thank you. Could have started with that, you know? Wait. Whoa. Whoa. That's like real bad, isn't it? Like that plus there was that mystery shell mixed in with them. I began wondering if Gupta was really all right. My fears were unfounded. As soon as one shell landed, the ground exploded. Then it happened again, 20 times in a row, defacing the terrain. As soon as the last shot hit the target, the space the Goblin Riders were into burst into flames. A blast of wind and a localized thunderstorm ripping the land apart. All this carnage extended across at least a couple hundred feet, demonstrating the tremendous power of the blast. It must have been the effect of the mystery shell. It was like a nuclear bombardment. How the heck did they develop this? Of course, I could only marvel at it because I knew Gupta's gang was safe. Thanks to their instant response to Benimaru's command, they all had shadow motioned out of there. Glad you're okay. I wouldn't call myself okay, sir. The shockwave made it through the shadow space, too. Anybody hurt? No, we're good on that. No casualties. Thanks to Benimaru. Gupta replied in his usual cheery voice. I could hear him griping about how much it hurt or something, but I'm sure he's okay. I'm not sure if Testarossa was capable of shadow motion, but she seems to be fine, so no need to worry about her. For now, my big question is, what's our next move? Time to use thought communication to set up a conference call. Benimaru, Gupta, Testarossa, and I were on the line. I also activated Mind Accelerate to make the best use of physical time as possible. That way, we could have a productive meeting in a matter of minutes. So what do we do now? I wanted to hear Benimaru's opinion. Right now, Gabiru and his troops were on their way to launch a raid on the enemy tank force. I'd like Gupta's force to move out and help execute a pincer strike on them. Isn't that dangerous? It is, but Gabiru's force will serve as a diversion. Gupta's force will use the opportunity to attack. The tank packs more destructive force than expected, but their mobility is within our expectations. We stand a good enough chance of winning. Bold words from Benimaru, to be sure. Thanks to this little skirmish, we now knew that Gabiru's air force could fly faster than the tank guns could turn. According to Benimaru, if Team Hiryu focused on evasion, they wouldn't be hit by any gunfire. He thought it'd be very hard to shoot them down, but I mean, really, if I was flying around up there, I'd be pretty scared. Gabiru, despite it all, was a pretty seriously brave Dragonute, so I didn't think he'd have a problem with it. But still. Benimaru had a point, though. As long as you were in flight, all you had to do was get out of the line of fire and you wouldn't take any damage. As for Gabiru, well, I was sure his fighting spirit would get him through this. I left Gupta's team. We're going in too? You're going to be the star of the show. But don't worry, once you're in among them all, they'll slow down to avoid any bouts of friendly fire. So when Gabiru and his force start their diversion, run as fast as you can. These orders sounded monstrous to me. Ogreish, if you will. Oh, that was him. Ogreish, if you will. Which I suppose was appropriate for Benimaru's species. Okay, so you want us to keep up shadow motion while we're doing this? Benimaru shook his head. That'll be dangerous. The enemy will likely have a variety of defensive measures in place, like monster detection and protective barriers. They might have anti-skill measures as well, so it's best not to get fancy with our tricks. I agreed with him on this. There was no way the enemy would keep their treasured tanks that vulnerable. It was safe to assume there was a full defensive arsenal on them. Anti-skill barriers were a known thing too, and if they used those on us, we were in trouble. Maybe it was actually safer to just go on the frontal attack, or for a frontal attack here. There's a legion magic known as Interface Barrier that I'm aware of. It is a magic spell that prevents surprise attacks from other dimensional spaces. but it also may potentially block the Legion from moving. As Benimaru said, a head-on rush is probably the safest way to go. Testarossa summed up what I wanted to say very well. Gupta sure seemed convinced. I get it. If you say so, Testarossa, I'm not complain about anything. Whoa, Gupta was so freaked out by her. But after the way he slammed someone incomprehensibly more powerful than him, it's only natural that he'd be kind of intimidated. I was hoping, or looking forward to, well, let's just say that I'll keep a close eye on how their relationship pans out. Gupta, you should know that people are not always what they seem. Keep that in mind, and please try to avoid making the same mistakes again, okay? You could say that to me as well, I guess. I mean, I didn't even realize what Testarossa and company were until it was spelled out for me. Righto. I'm real sorry about it. Good idea, Gupta. What is he talking about? Benimaru asked me outside the call. Oh, it's not really a secret, I guess. Just Gupta putting his foot in his mouth again. Ah, you mean Testarossa? Well, he is maturing, yes, but in the most important parts of his life. But in the most important parts of his life, not so much. It's not a bad thing for him to get burned now and then. He chuckled at this. By the way, he continued, who are the people that Diablo brought back with him? I sense a certain ominous vibe from the three girls in particular, but Benimaru had accepted them without complaint, because I had clearly given them my seal of approval, but he was still wondering where those ladies came from, no doubt. Then again, these were primals, real bad news in demondom. Maybe he was better off not knowing. On the other hand, I couldn't just keep it a secret forever, could I? It's hard for me to keep my mouth shut to the very people I trust most. I was sure Shion didn't know and wouldn't care, but maybe I should tell Benimaru the truth after all. Let me tell you about them in a bit, all right? Benimaru shrugged. Indeed, not a topic to worry about during a war. And if he was willing to agree to that, time to shift gears. All right, Gupta, we're at war right now. It's good to reflect on your past mistakes, but it won't matter unless you come back alive. Yeah, I know. Is there anything you don't understand about your mission? No problems here, Benimaru. We'll move over to the edge of the forest and rush in just as Gabiru launches his attack. Very good. Put everything you have into this. Yes, sir. The fright was gone from Gupta's voice. I was sure he'd be able to concentrate on the mission now. In another few moments, our thought communication conference was over. A few minutes later, the Third Corps led by Gabiru attacked the tank battalion. Behold my exploits! You slow-moving bastards are no match for us! Gabiru was in his usual form, making a big show out of everything he did. I had my concerns about it, but that was just Gabiru being Gabiru. And indeed, the tanks struggled to react immediately to his force. As Benimaru had predicted, their guns were unable to catch Gabiru and his cohorts. That was largely to Gabiru's credit. He demonstrated superb command, and everyone reacted to him with perfect coordination. It must have been the result of a great deal of training. While I wasn't paying attention, they had acquired some remarkable skills in air combat. So Team Hiri was doing a fine job, and the 300 Wyvern riders were putting in a great effort too. I guess we had managed to build up a decent amount of spare riders too. Once we procured some more Wyverns, I figured they'd become a real force to be reckoned with. Gabiru was all about creating a diversion out there, but that didn't mean they weren't attacking at all. He was having the Wyverns spit fireballs, providing another feint. That B+ rank wasn't just for show on these guys. They were easily as good as the fireballs conjured by your average sorcerer. Not enough to break through a tank's magic defense, maybe, but it was still effective against infantry. It was a nice primer on just how effective Gabiru's air-to-ground strikes could be. And while the results they put up were minimal damage-wise, they expertly fulfilled their tactical role. Gupta, too, had successfully switched mental gears. There was no hesitation in his command, and he was charging straight at the tank forces with head-on, perfectly timed movements. There were 500 tanks facing Gupta's force. And another 1,500 lined up and pointed towards the Dwarven Kingdom. If the Goblin Riders could get that far into their ranks, they wouldn't be able to make any careless moves. It'd be a huge victory for us if that happened, but the Imperial forces weren't incompetent either. They desperately try to block them, and from there on, it'd be a battle of skill and speed. Gupta seemed to understand this, and as he followed Benimaru's orders, he used his thunderous speed to zoom towards the battalion. Not a moment's attention was paid to the muzzles pointed at them, not a hint of fear. There was only about 100 yards left to the front row. The Goblin Riders could run that distance in under 6 seconds. A few shots were fired their way, but the Goblins didn't flinch, keeping up their speed. In fact, the shells exploded far away from them. Presumably they were warning shots. It only proved that the Imperial army was in a state of turmoil. Not a single move was wasted among the riders as they disposed of the obstacles blocking their way with computer-like precision. Even now, the infantry members guarding the tanks were trying to engage them, but the wolves made quick work of them. Range? 0. They successfully approached the tank battalion, their primary target. There was Ranga running the lead, Gupta looking as manly as he could muster on his back. He gave a silent signal to Gupchi running right behind him, and Gupchi nodded back. The next moment, he split off from the platoon, headed up to the tank turret, and threw a tank turret and threw a little something inside, a glowing red jewel. This was an element core. Kurobe had manufactured a bunch of empty cores for me, and then I had Charis infuse them with flame magic. Flare bombs, you could call them. Will these work? A resonating explosion shot forth from inside the tank at its weakest point. If this didn't have the desired effect, we were planning to abort the mission at once. Will this be okay? Do not worry, Rimuru. Trust in our friend Charis. Yes, Rimuru, take heart. If I put in just enough magical power that it didn't spontaneously explode, I'm sure it'd be no problem to disable that hunk of iron. I'm sure it'll be fine too, but this is our first time experimenting with it. So of course I'm gonna beat the tank exploded. See? I told you, didn't I? I told you my plan was foolproof. I was the one who came up with this idea, you see. That was why I was so anxious about it. But if it worked, now I wanted to brag about it. Oh, sure, bask in it. That is so like you, Rimuru. I don't need that from either of you. Charis was tremendously proud of himself. Benimaru and Beretta gave that a resigned chuckle. Shion and Diablo just smiled. The second phase of the operation was a success, and now the atmosphere around here was notably more cheerful. So far, this was just a prelude. The next goal was to get deep inside of them, pay no mind to the battalion facing Gupta's force, and strike the middle of their army. The goblins ran on, striking at the infantry positioned to protect their tanks' blind spots, like a giant monster swarming across the battlefield in all directions. Their movements, shown on our big screen, had a refined beauty to them. Gupta's sure done it, hasn't he? Now none of those tank guns can target us, I said. No, we can't be too careful, Benimaru cautioned. Depending on their commander, they may shoot at us anyway and accept any collateral damage. That was absurd, but then again, this was war. We had to be prepared for that. Besides, the enemy has air power too. It's still too early to rest easy. That's right, I thought, turning my gaze to another large screen, looking at the enemy aircraft on it. I could tell they were increasing their speed. It seemed the Empire could stay in communication with them, one way or another. Once the enemy air force arrived, Gabiru would be compelled to deal with them, leaving the Goblin Riders isolated on the battlefield. After that took place, it was a race against time. We needed decisive results while we could get them. As if answering my expectations, the battle continued to progress rapidly. Gupta and Gabiru were both making the most of their training, achieving real results in the first battle of this war. But something always goes wrong sooner or later, as Benimaru just said. It was too early to rest easy.
All right.
Yep.
Moon, take over.
All right, give me a second. And I'm sorry for any loud explosions that happen on my end. Just think of it as
4th of July.
Oh yeah.
That's
It's getting around that
tomorrow. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Kermit's celebrating early.
Welcome
Yes.
to everybody is doing the early stuff. Everybody preed.
I've
Everybody
even
preed.
heard them out here early, yeah.
I'm gonna
And
breathe.
there's supposed to be a burn ban.
Bro,
Yep.
bro,
Everyone's pre-gaming on fireworks.
nobody pays attention to the burn ban.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly,
single
you want to
soul.
know what years I love the most? When it rains on the fucking 4th of July.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It is
I like
raining.
rain
That's the
anyways.
problem.
What?
It's fucking
Why?
raining. We have thunder and lightning and everything.
Oh, it's
And they're
heavy
still
rain?
Why are
going.
they still doing it? That's a dumb.
They're deciding to fight back. They're
What a
shooting
waste of
fireworks as
fireworks.
ammunition to fight
Wow.
Mother Nature.
Anyways,
That's not how that
Excuse
works,
me.
but okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're
That was
idiots.
dumbasses.
They're also doing it on the day that's not the 4th. So,
Yeah.
we've been doing it every day.
Well, I heard fireworks
ever since
yesterday,
we started
so-
selling fucking.
May the 4th.
yeah, I mean, if it rained today, we'd do
Somebody lit
fireworks
fireworks
tomorrow.
at
Perfect.
club yesterday.
Hey, I'm
so-
gonna. Don't worry, guys. Tomorrow we're gonna have
That was
breakfast.
thunder.
There you go. Tomorrow we're gonna have breakfast. May the fork be with you.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, that last one didn't sound
Okay,
like
it
a.
stopped.
That was thunder. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. There was a particularly loud bang that was like
Oh.
very different from a.
Firework.
Maybe a
Hopefully
cop.
it's not a gun.
Maybe a cop shot somebody for illegally using fireworks.
They shot the fireworks themselves.
They shot.
Right out of the
fireworks.
sky.
Shoot
Yeah,
him
just-
down!
I kind of want to
Not at
experience
my
that
watch.
because that would be fun.
Why is it that I'm picturing Tackleberry from Police Academy just coming up and
Yes!
shooting the fireworks?
What is that?
You stop it now,
Not on my
Mister! Brr!
Yeah.
Just pull it on a Colt
Okay.
45.
Just firing on the explosion part of it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Alright.
Yeah.
Sir, it's a celebration. Think it's a celebration of war is what it is.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember when they threw him the surprise party and he just shot the cake.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
You
Gaster
guys.
Pow, pow, pow.
Good thing we had a backup cake. This one has a bulletproof vest on it.
They did not have a backup cake. They definitely did
Ah,
not.
they should. That would have been funny if they did.
No,
though.
they
It's like a
did not.
fondant
No.
bulletproof vest.
A fondant.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Have you not seen Police Academy?
I have not.
No,
No,
I
I'm
have
just
not.
guessing.
Oh my god.
Oh
it's
my
so good.
God.
It's so
That's
good.
another one we got to chalk up to the watch along, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm.
especially because like all the police academies are so good. Oh,
I've never heard of that, actually, to be honest.
Is it like a Reno 911 kind of show?
what? You two?
Yeah,
I
neither of us.
have not seen it.
They're too
I
young.
haven't even heard of it until now.
Oh my God, this
They're
is a
too
problem.
young.
Reno
I just haven't
911,
seen that.
please. Where do you think Reno 911 got it from?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
so that's
dude,
the parody
here's,
of that.
Here's
Okay.
here's the real
I don't watch
question.
cop shows.
Here's
so.
the real question.
Yeah.
Do you guys even
Yes.
know Do you guys even know who Steve Guttenberg is?
He sounds familiar. I don't know my actors very well, to be
That's
honest.
not an actor.
You ever know
does
Steve
not.
Guttenberg? Yeah, he's an actor.
Was he an actor?
Hmm.
Okay, then
Yeah,
maybe I'm
he
thinking
played
of the wrong
Mahoney.
person. Oh yeah.
He was Mahoney. He was in Short Circuit. He
Mhm.
was in let's see, what else was he in? He was in 3 Men and a Baby.
Baby.
Which was really funny because it was him, it was Tom Selleck,
Was he
and
in
Tony
Airplane?
Danza. Airplane. No, he wasn't in Airplane.
Okay.
Airplane was good.
Airplane's
I've seen
another
that.
damn good.
It was really damn
Comedy.
good.
I
Dude,
do like that one. too.
here's the thing. You just watch the first Police Academy if you like it, if you find it funny. Here's the thing. As much as everybody is gonna as much as you're gonna have a favorite character, the person that is the most standout of everybody is Michael Winslow.
Mm-hmm.
Larvell Jones. This is literally the man with the golden mouth. That man can make any sound effect with his voice.
Oh yes.
That's
it's
awesome.
great.
I love people like that.
Oh, that's
No,
cool.
No, like
That's another
literally.
voice talent.
The first scene he is ever in, he just picks up a bullhorn and just starts making gun sounds, and everyone in the police station hits the floor.
He's like, God damn it! And like, there's a guy on the phone that goes,
Like,
God damn it! Stop that! Oh no, sir, not you! Like, I fucking love it. It was so good.
Sorry, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to
a
the
scene
jackass.
he goes
where
back- he
Gutenberg's
goes
character
back-
is just going down the stairs, and you hear a helicopter going on, and you're like, what the fuck? Michael Winslow's just going up, and he just passes by, waves, and
Good.
keeps
No,
going.
he goes, you want to ride? He goes, no, I'm good.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, God, I love that movie.
Good.
Bro, it's also the infamous Blue Oyster Club.
Mm.
With
Blue Oyster Club?
yeah, with the gay biker bar. It's great.
Yep.
Ah. Okay.
Oh,
God.
I'm like, God dang it, man! It's so funny. Oh
Oh,
man.
it's such a good movie.
Anyway,
Anyway.
we gotta go. We gotta get to the. We
Yeah.
gotta get to the reading.
Gaster glared at the approaching goblins with a singular abhorrence. Damn them, thinking they can own us. He
And
felt a
not
deep
having
primal
watched Police Academy.
For real! He felt a deep
Oops.
primal resentment for them, and he promised himself that he'd take it out on them all shortly. A few moments ago, Testarossa, her pure white hair fluttering in the air, had put a mortal fear inside him. Not wanting to admit it,
Gaster.
Gaster decided to instead rebuild his confidence by tearing the goblins to pieces. No matter how fast these monsters moved, he thought, they'd just be disrupting nothing that could damage a tank. No, they'd just be a disruption, nothing that could damage a tank. But the explosions that roared across the battlefield shattered that idea quickly. No! Gaster had to keep himself from shouting it out loud. No way could a commander show himself upset on the battlefield.
No
He
one
was still an
fails like
able
Gaster.
leader, and he hadn't lost his ability to make sane decisions.
No
Uses tanks like Gaster.
one fails like Gaster. Leaves smoke trails like Gaster. No one.
No one's pants can. Oh shit!
No,
I
no
fucked
one's
up.
pants has a bunch of brown trails like Gaster.
There it is.
There we go.
Yep, there you go.
Ah,
I'm
No one leaves a
especially
brown
good
trail.
at.
Good at defecating.
There we go. Yeah.
deprecating,
There we
that's
go.
it.
Yeah, there you go.
Ew, what a
Lieutenant General, how do you-
smell.
I'm curious how you could do like I'm curious how you could do like he knows when you are sleeping, he knows when you're
What
awake,
the
but instead it's
fuck?
just
Santa.
but no, but that tone, but it's like it's just shitting on Gaston.
But Santa. It's not. What?
Sonic, I think you need to go take a nap.
It's not.
No, it's like it's
Buddy,
insulting him, but
as
it's
a
in that tone of
concerned
that song.
friend, I think.
No, there's nothing
Those
to
are
be
two-
concerned about. It
You
was
had a little
still
too much
shitting
to
on
drink.
Gaston.
Those are two
I haven't
very
been drinking
different.
anything. Maybe that's the
Those
problem.
are two
I haven't
very
had
different
anything today.
songs. Those are two very different songs.
It's
The
very
song is
creative.
just 6 words long. Anyway,
This song is just 6 words long.
That's it.
Lieutenant General, what will we do? Don't panic. Look at the enemy's
Right.
moves. They've only destroyed one tank, and there's no sign of any follow-up. That bomb was one of the few trump cards they have. Yes, you're right. Now that you mention it, otherwise those flying lizards would be scattering them all over the field. Gaster nodded. He thought he had kept himself calm enough to make the right decision. But this was wrong. In fact, Rimuru had prepared over 3,000 flare bombs for this fight. Every member of Gobta's Goblin Riders carried 10 of them, and every flying lizard, Gabiru and Team Hiryu, also had 10 on hand. Team Hiryu hadn't used them so far because they were focusing on diversionary tactics. That, and they knew flare bombs wouldn't unlock their full potential unless used in an enclosed space. In such a space, the power of a gunpowder blast was easily doubled, and the same logic applied to flare bombs. Benimaru's focus here was on destroying tanks, not infantry, so he refused to let those bombs go to waste. The important thing today wasn't instant glory. It was making this op a success.
There you go,
I
yeah.
almost fucked up.
Oh.
And Gobta, Gabiru, and all the monsters under their command were aware of this. Gaster, blissfully unaware, was regaining his composure. I must commend you for unleashing that new weapon of yours, but we will still win the day. He might have misread the ace up the goblin's sleeve, but he did know that what they were aiming to achieve. They ignored the left-wing battalion because their goal is to destroy the main force, right? If that's the case, we have our choice of ways to stop them. Gabiru and the lizards were certainly putting on a flashy show up there, but the tanks were protected from that with a magical barrier. The only thing to be wary of was this new weapon. And if that was the case, all they had to do was keep Gobta's force at arm's length. Have them deal with them in compacted air battle formation. Gaster's order surprised his second-in-command. Lieutenant General, that's dangerous. Some of us are in close quarters battle with the enemy. We'll be risking friendly fire. So what? If they're in the way, just blow them away with our tank guns. Our glorious Imperial Army doesn't need incompetent louts dragging them down anyway. Whoa. And with that said out loud, Gaster's associate could no longer stop him. A few tanks and a lot of infantry would get caught up in the carnage, but the battle was certain to be won, and the aide knew it. Gaster was willing to sacrifice a few pawns to win the day, and without that kind of vision and determination, perhaps being an army commander was impossible. Are there any legal problems with that? No, sir, none. The staff officer accompanying Gaster had no objection. Now it was Gaster's turn to shine. Left flank, battalion, compacted air battle formation. The order came directly from him, not through any subordinate allowing the left wing to take formation faster than ever. Yeah, whatever. Ignoring the infantry overtaken by goblins, they used their remaining vehicles to block the road, then turned their guns so the tanks at the front and rear were all but right next to each other. It was a formation that defied all common sense in modern warfare. What? That's nuts! Oh, that was Gupta. What? That's nuts! It was only natural that Gupta was stunned. Taking advantage of their huge size, the tanks crowded together, deliberately trying to close the gaps in their ranks. It would make it impossible for any of them to maneuver, but it worked. Gupta's forces could no longer run through the gaps between tanks. But the surprises weren't over yet. Next, the left wing spread out in a circle, forming a barricade around the goblins. In response, half the central battalion also went on the move, floating into the air before turning around and landing right on the backs of the frontline tanks. Now they were a wall, fully blocking the goblins' way. Nearly 1,000 tanks had linked together to form a single gigantic fortress. There would be no destroying the central force now. I heard they could move like that, but I never thought they'd try something like this! Gopta's second-in-command, was similarly stunned by the scene in front of him. Put up a machine gun barrage and pin them down. This kicked off a three-dimensional sweep of machine gun fire. The multifaceted barrage put the stops on the high-speed maneuvering. Gupta's team was best at, or the high-speed maneuvering Gupta's team was best at. They were surrounded by tanks and the infantry accompanying them, and they didn't care how many friendlies this strategy killed. This is bad. I'm not sure we can keep going with this operation. Gupta grew upset. Benimaru's strategy was faltering. Seeing the Imperial forces get shot by their own allies made even Gupta panic a bit. I'm sorry, Gupta. I'd love to help you, but we've got our hands full. Oh, that's Gabiru. Shit. I'm sorry, Gupta. I'd love to help you, but we've got our hands full. Gabiru's force, meanwhile, was being exposed to aerial bombardment. The tank guns might not have been able to hit them, but those tanks were also equipped with machine guns, successfully keeping Team Hiryu in check. Now, Gaster, the man in command, had fully regained his composure. The difference in numbers had become a decisive advantage, and bad news often tends to come in groups. Sorry to keep you, Lieutenant General. The Flying Combat Corps, led by Major General Faraga, we'll go with that, had just shown up. There were 100 airships strong, and now they were Gabiru's problem, just as Gupta was facing an even more difficult situation. It's about time, Faraga. It's a dead end for them now. Now's the perfect time to test out our top-secret magic cancelers, isn't it? There's no beating you, Lieutenant General. In that case, let's see if we can't get in on this. We'll share the credit today. Don't get sloppy. Yes, sir. Good luck to you. Gaster and Faraga, speaking on a special closed line, swore to fight together. For Gaster, he wanted to make sure this op was rock solid. For Faraga, this was a warm-up before the main course, and a way to show he could be useful in real battle. Despite piloting such valuable airships, the Flying Combat Corps occupied the lowest rung among the three divisions. In his mind, they needed to start making a name for themselves, and with him in the fray now, things were starting to look bleak for the Tempest Force. Gupta's riders, of course, understood the change of tides better than anyone. What do you say, Commander Gupta? This ain't gonna work. Let's get out of here. A good idea. With the situation changed, there's no need to force matters. Gupta made the right decision. From the get-go, he had gone... Wait, what? Oh, he had one golden rule drilled into him. Don't try to force your strategy, and if something unforeseen happens, retreat to fight another day. And with Benimaru, who had overseen the riders for quite a long time, giving the retreat order, every one of the goblins realized the danger. Even in fleeing, they all worked in unison, turning around without the slightest delay. Then they tried shadow motion to retreat. But, Gupta, the enemy is not that unintelligent. They have begun a magic jamming operation. Wait, who is this? Oh, okay.
Ranga.
Gupta, the enemy is not that unintelligent. They have begun a magic jamming operation that prevents you from engaging shadow motion. Ranga gave the warning the moment he sensed something was wrong, but it came a little too late. Even by then, the goblins were already under the influence of the Empire's wide-ranging magic interference. Ranga might have been able to sprint his way out of it, but the rest of his kin couldn't. The only way out was to run. Everyone head to the forest as fast as you can! Gupta was frantic as he shouted, and the goblin riders quickly heeded him. They had about 600 feet of terrain between them and the woods. It'd usually take 10 or so seconds to traverse, but being shot at from behind like this, it seemed hopelessly far away. It was now a battle to retreat, and it would prove to be one filled with hardship. Looking at the fleeing goblins, Gaster flashed a brutal smile, then quickly ordered his crew to prepare the tank gun on their vehicle. Don't think you bastards are getting off that easy. They would be using the special ammunition on board. There was just one round left. Following his order, it was loaded into the gun and fired without delay. This special round landed in the forest in front of the goblins, instantly spreading intense flames across it. The aim was to block their path, and while they could use their super-honed intuition to dodge incoming shells, there wasn't much they could do with their route of escape, when their route of escape was burning. Bad news there. Jeez, I wonder if I'm gonna make it back alive. You better not. Wait. Oh, you better not kid around like that, Gupta. If I'm here, we're all coming back. Got it? You're always super confident, aren't you, Gupta? Hearing all that baseless confidence, I feel like a doofus for worrying about anything. I wonder if Commander Gupta is worried too. What are you talking about? If he is, it's probably over what's for dinner tonight. That or how he'll apologize to Rieger for partying with Sir Rimuru until late. The Goblin Riders started laughing, Gopchi and Gopto joining the mix. It was a desperate situation, but the goblins hadn't lost their usual swagger. And with his ears honed, Gaster overheard the entire conversation. Don't you dare mess with me. Now that you're fully surrounded, your fates are in my hands. Gaster's heart burned with passion, but in front of his gaze, there was now a beautiful woman with pure white hair, Testarossa. Her face looked cool, despite the blasts of hot air surrounding her, and she didn't seem the least bit threatened by the flying bullets. And you too. I will never forgive you for messing with me like that. That pretty little face of yours will be weeping in terror. Gaster was not personally conscious of the faint, dark desires within himself. He hadn't noticed that his fascination with Testarossa was causing him to make increasingly rash decisions. So with his face evilly twisted, he made another order. All remaining vehicles, fire our tank guns at the enemy. The order completely ignored the safety of the remaining forces on the left flank, busy hassling the goblins, but nobody was going to argue the point with him. So the remaining 1,000 tanks turned their guns around, just as the fortress wall of tanks was checking the Goblin Riders' moves. Adjusting their angle, applying anti-shock protection to withstand the force of firing at point-blank range, the muzzles of these deadly, life-reaping tanks were ready to flash in unison.
I just got the whole Star Wars Episode 8 thing where it's like, I want every gun to fire on that one person.
Fire! More!
More! That's enough!
Okay.
More!
Okay.
Yep.
And then she just...
Good.
Guys.
Hold on, I do need water. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, voice is cracking. Okay. Fierce battle was also unfolding in the skies, the airships launching all sorts of enchanted magic. Gabiru and his team found themselves at a loss to respond. The magicule flows around them had been disrupted. The Empire's top secret magic cancellers were affecting Gabiru just as badly as the Goblin Riders. What a menace. The closer we got to those flying ships, the heavier our bodies get. What now, Sir Gabiru? I'd like to help the goblins, but there's no time for that. They might have had time... Oh, pardon me. They might have had the time if it was Team Hiryu alone, but they were accompanied by the Wyvern Riders as well, and they lacked real battle experience. Any wrong moves, and both Gobta's and Gabiru's forces could fall at the same time. We have no choice. We'll take those ships down first. We have the numerical advantage. Team Hiryu, concentrate on the enemy in front of you. You got it, boss. But they're bigger than us, aren't they? Comparing our numbers may not matter. Shut up, you moron! Sir Gabiru knows that, but that's the only order he can give us. There's always one person in the crowd who can't get the picture. But despite that exchange, Gabiru and his cohorts prepared to dive right into full-scale battle with the fleet of airships. One of the pilots aboard regarded Gabiru and his force with cold, cruel eyes. This was Major General Faraga, leader of the Empire's vaunted Flying Combat Corps. He was very capable, with a hunger for promotion to match. No officer wanted to find higher office more than he. Despite that, however, Faraga took great pains to lift up his other colleagues, striving to keep them on his side. There was a reason for this, of course. He had been around to see the end of the Magic Division, his former stomping grounds. This Magic Division boasted immense power once upon a time, but now was dismantled, a relic of the past. Perhaps it was a sign of the times, but they had grown to be judged as too inefficient for warfare. That was the main reason. People think that magical warfare is this flashy fireworks show, but in reality, it boils down to a few core tenets. Analyze the enemy's magic and interfere with it. In the meantime, you'd activate your own magic and try to strike the enemy's army. Repeat ad nauseum. This tended to never produce significant results, mainly because magically enhanced knights were much stronger in real-life battle situations. For example, nuclear magic, regarded as the most powerful kind out there, took around a dozen sorcerers to invoke. No one person could cast it, and the time to construct or cast the spell was far from trivial. Some champion-level fighters could indeed control nuclear magic solo, but at best they could engineer an explosion the size of a football field. A direct hit from this was powerful enough, yes, but armies could have the anti-magic shield legion magic cast upon them, and only group magic had the power to overcome that. In other words, individual magic casters were not expected to be active contributors on the battlefield. What's more, while it was important to have the necessary number of casters on hand, it wasn't a case of more is better. Every battlefield had only so many magicules to harness, and once they were used up, magic users were essentially useless. Thus, while wizards and their kind were indispensable, they were not seen as star performers in battle. Faraga was an excellent wizard in his own right, an art he honed studying under Ghidorah. He respected his teacher, honoring what he taught him, and he didn't neglect his own diligence either. But then he realized something. With Ghidorah helping to modernize the armored division, they would soon have no place left in the military. The times were changing, and soon there would no longer be a need for well-trained casters. With the right spell gun, even ordinary people could control extraordinary magic. And Faraga hated Ghidorah for it. He felt that his master was strangling himself through his own actions, but Ghidorah rejected his pleadings at every turn. And so the magic division declined to nothing. And that's exactly why I betrayed my teacher and swore my allegiance to Sir Caligulio. The move had earned him his current position. He took in the people who worked under him, all talented magic casters, and gave them a place to shine. And someday, sooner or later, the Flying Combat Corps would enjoy the honor of being called the strongest in the world. Until then, he'd happily kiss up to his colleagues and keep a low profile. That was Faraga's plan, and he kept to it with a strict discipline. Now, finally, the perfect opportunity had arrived, an operation to defeat Veldora. The Flying Combat Corps had been chosen as the keystone of the mission. The Corps' plan was to contain Veldora with their magic cancelers while assisting the other units. Logical support was one of their original roles, but they were exempted from it this time. 300 of their airships out of 400 total were on other missions, and the remaining 100 were staffed by elite sorcerers to the limit of their capacity. It was a completely battle-focused formation, which showed just how much importance Caligulio placed on this operation. Faraga understood well enough that he needed to succeed. We'll perform out here and prove our usefulness. It will be a new era for us. He smiled to himself. Once that new era dawned, he'd no longer have to curry favor with the other officers. The tables would be turned, and nobody would be able to ignore Faraga's wishes. That was how he thought his life should be, and he never doubted it for a moment. Compared to defeating Veldora, this isn't much of a warm-up at all, but fair enough. Those flying lizards and earthbound dogs are good practice fodder for our new weapon. Why would we share the credit, I ask? Why would we share the credit, I ask? By the time we're done, Lieutenant General, you'll owe us big time. Faraga lifted the wine glass in his hand as he shouted. Oh, whatever. Comrades, we have been patient until now, but that ends today. It's time to show them our true power. Yeah! The crew drowned him out. As a sorcerer who should have been among the elite, he could no longer face the reality of the hardships he had to endure. All that humiliation was about to be overshadowed by the glorious days to come. Every member of the crew was of one mind, and in tune with this, 100 airships stepped up their attack. The most unique feature of the airships was their magic-canceling engines, but they were also equipped with other cutting-edge weapons. These were controlled by magicians, well-versed in elemental and summon magic. An airship's structure could be roughly divided into 3 sections: operations, defense, and offense. Each section was assigned a crew of 100, with another 100 serving as reserves, liaisons, and medics. Good God, the size of these things. Holy shit. Because that's
Yeah,
600
that's a lot.
people.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking crew and staff.
I'm imagining a Star Destroyer just...
Yeah, just for comparison.
Oh no, Star Destroyer
Fucking-
carries more.
Yeah,
fair,
definitely.
but still,
Yeah,
that's
well,
like,
they're trying to do
That's for a
comparison.
spacefaring vehicle
Then-
too.
That's
would have to be
more.
like a-
That's more of a cruiser.
Yeah, but still, God, these things...
What would
So
be like
fine.
But they're big.
Arquitsons,
They're
I
big.
think, would be a better
Yeah.
better comparison, maybe?
Like a Corellian cruiser.
Size-wise, anyway. I don't know about crew.
Airships are cool.
Hmm.
I hope
Yeah.
Rimuru gets one.
operations section.
Mm-hmm.
The operations section, needless to say, operated the airship. At least 50 people were required to keep a ship aloft, but if the fleet wanted to operate at full strength, not even 100 were quite enough. The defense section was in charge of the airship's defense barriers, which came in various flavors: anti-physical, anti-magical, anti-attribute, and so on. An airship's outer walls weren't particularly thick, a weight-saving measure. So if they neglected to protect themselves with magic, they'd be shot down in a flash. No crew would dream of flying without a defensive staff. Finally, the attack division was the most important one. Each airship was equipped with magic amplifier cannons that made it easier for magicians to work together. Multiple magicians would focus their power on a magic ball placed on top of a pedestal. By casting on it at the same time, they could trigger large-scale magic much easier than usual. One cannon was in the front of the ship, and 2 were on the sides. There were a total of 5 per ship, with up to 10 magicians per cannon awaiting orders and backups standing by to keep up the magical barrage. It's worth noting that a magic amplifier cannon's power increased in direct proportion to the number of people using it. If 2 people were on it at once, the resulting magic force doubled. If a full complement of 10 magicians worked together, it increased 20-fold. This was a serious threat. Even simple fire magic could become more powerful than a full-fledged fireball. It went without saying just how incredible this invention was. The airship's defenses were perfect. The fireballs spat out by the wyverns were no threat at all. Their barrier even prevented damage from ramming the walls. No half-hearted attack had a chance of working, and that kept Faraga satisfied. And we haven't even gotten to their offense. "Our airships are the strongest there are," proclaimed Faraga, "and it's time to show their true power. Give me maximum force, and let's knock those annoying lizards out of the sky." Up until then, only 2 or 3 magicians had been casting spells at once, but they had done enough testing. It was time to go on stage. A spell controller, an orb nearly 20 inches wide and made of purified magic stone, was perched atop every magic amplifier cannon. Channeling magic power into it would activate the device. The magicians, sitting quietly until then, lifted up their hands, and on a signal, all 10 unleashed large-scale force. Lightning, icy snow, flames, vorpal blades, and all kinds of other terrifying magic blasted through the sky, amplified 20 times their average strength. And all its fury was focused on Gabiru and Team Hiryu.
All right. I had been watching the battle unfold with rapt attention, but now I couldn't help but leap out of my chair. Gupta's forces were being blown away by the impacts of the tank shells. Gabirus were falling out of the sky, mercilessly exposed to all-powerful magic. Things were intensifying fast out there, and we were starting to take casualties. I'd expected that, of course I did. But maybe I was still too optimistic deep down. Benimaru seemed so incredibly confident, and Raphael didn't say anything, so I naively thought there wouldn't be any problems. But that wasn't the reality. Of course it wasn't. We were waging a war, after all. There was no way we could win without it taking any damage at all. Now my lack of foresight made me angry and impatient. But Benimaru remained as cool as ever. "Please, Sir Rimuru, take your seat. This was within our expectations, and there are no problems to speak of." His words made something blow up inside me. "What? We're taking casualties out there. Shouldn't I have used Megiddo to help you guys out?" No, I'd already come to a conclusion about this. Megiddo was affected, yes, but I had already decided it was pretty pointless. Benimaru questioned its effectiveness as well, and even Diablo was negative about it. Apparently, there were several reasons for this. First of all, since we had started this whole thing as a nation, we couldn't always rely on our master, the Demon Lord, that is, me, to be there for us. The Demon Lord was responsible for protecting the monsters under his command. Benimaru asserted, but it was the duty of his subordinates to protect the country. The rest of my staff agreed. If they did not feel that Tempest was their country and they had to protect it with their own hands, they had no right to live here. You don't have to take on everything, Sir Rimuru. As Shuna put it. I was glad to hear that, and for that matter, I agreed with it, so that was one reason. The second was that Megiddo had a weakness, one Diablo pointed out to me. This Megiddo is quite a beautiful magic. It provides high power at low cost, it's versatile, and it can be applied in a variety of situations. But once you're familiar with it, you can counter it in so many ways. I could have launched it from here in the control room, or in the control center, and if I did, I'm sure it'd be pretty damn useful too. But once my trick was exposed, it'd never work a second time. As Hinata had told me, all they'd have to do is conjure up some wind and create a dust cloud or a smoke screen, and its accuracy and power would be lethally compromised. I was pretty surprised that Diablo asked Hinata for her feedback. What an information gatherer he was. But enough about that. Last time I took out Megiddo, I killed every single one of our enemies. The survivors, namely Ed Maris and Rosin, weren't going to blab about it. So there was no worrying about information leaks. That definitely wouldn't be the case this time. There was no way we could keep the deaths of hundreds of thousands of Imperial soldiers and officers quiet. A trump card is best always kept safe for the last moment, advised Benimaru. Magic that has such an awesome effect at first blush was best not to be used carefully, he thought, and Diablo was with him on that. Or carelessly, he thought.
Mm-hmm.
And Diablo was with him on that. They were pretty convincing. Megiddo is a super high temperature heat ray created by condensing sunlight to extreme levels, and it's almost impossible to avoid once sighted. As an anti-personnel magic, it's only really an option when used at the right moment. Meanwhile, our opponents here weren't really flesh and blood. They were tanks, hulking piles of iron. I'm not saying that Megiddo wouldn't work, but I don't think it'd be too effective. Raphael calculated that it'd take a long time for that magic to destroy the tanks. To penetrate one, I'd have to increase the power, in other words, the focal temperature of the heat ray, up to tens of thousands of degrees. And since these tanks aren't powered by oil or gasoline, the like, I couldn't count on it bursting into flames for me. If a penetrating heat ray didn't stop a tank, I'd have to plug it full of holes until it finally stopped moving, and at that point, it'd be a lot easier to blow it away with nuclear magic instead. But doing that meant having to break through layer upon layer of anti-magic barriers, and you'd have to kill off the magicians behind them first. Which leads to this long, drawn-out magic barrier. Tactically... Battle. Tactically, it made no sense. It wasn't going to work. So since I'd given command over to Benimaru, my job was honestly just to watch over things. That was all, really, but I should go out and... I was about to say that, but I was interrupted in the middle of my statement. You can't. As the commander, I cannot put our leader in danger. Above all, I'm concerned with the story the hero Chloe told us. In another timeline, someone out there managed to murder you, Sir Rimuru. Asking you to fight out there while knowing such a dangerous person may exist is simply impossible. I had shared the story of this potentially lethal foe with all of my officers, framing it as a potential what-if coming for us. What did they think about it? The answer was obvious from the look on Benimaru's face. Currently, I would consider as a threat the commanders of the... Huh?
I think that's Soe.
Oh.
Sorry, I was reading ahead a little bit.
Oh.
No, that is you. Yep.
Yeah, sorry. Currently, I would consider as a threat the commanders of the Empire's 3 divisions, along with 100 members of the Imperial Guardians serving under the Emperor. There might be other hidden figures as well, and we are investigating any potential leads. Please forgive us if this sounds weak-spirited.
It was Soe who gave me that report. He and his team were currently risking their lives to gather information, all for my sake, to eliminate this potential threat to me. With the enemy's strength unknown... Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was reading ahead. With the enemy's strength unknown, it is out of the question to send you, our lord, to the front lines. The operation is underway without any problems. Please, I ask you to trust in me, Gupta, Gabiru, and all who serve them.
1 sec.
Actually, I think that was Benimaru.
Ah, my bad. Sorry. I thought he was still talking to him. I guess that makes sense because they were part of that same division. My bad.
At his bidding, I sat down in my chair. I still had this unpleasant feeling in my chest. Not quite annoyance, not quite frustration, but Benimaru's words were simply too true. Yep. He was right. If you thought about it from the very beginning, Benimaru had been thinking about me as he carried out his plans, and not just him, Shion too, standing behind me, and Soe by my side. Diablo went without saying, but even Shuna, looking at me all worried, they all prepared for the reality that anyone who went to battle would have to sacrifice. Likely that was true for everyone on the front lines too. They were standing out there ready to use themselves as bait to catch a threat they didn't even have a visual picture of yet. And even the incredibly self-indulgent Veldora was sitting quietly in the control center, ready to protect me if push came to shove. It was all for the sake of protecting me, the king of this nation. The only person who hadn't resolved himself to it was me. Right then. And that is why I have to be perfect. I thought I heard a voice from somewhere. Great, are you worried about me too? Well, I'm fine now. I'd be disrespectful to be so sad while all these people are so resolved. It's time for me to join them. Sorry, I lost some of my cool. Benimaru nodded at me. Don't worry, Sir Rimuru. Victory will most assuredly be yours. He flashed me a fearless smile as he made the promise. He was a commander responsible for the lives of his soldiers, and his face was serious to match. And hearing that, I felt the irritation, the conflict, and all those other unpleasant feelings disappear. I had long prepared for my own death and for killing my enemies, but I tried to avoid thinking much about the concept of people dying for me. I needed to accept that. I needed to accept that it wasn't only for my sake, but for those of their families, the framework of the nation that guarded and defended them. And the fact that I was here to symbolize all that. For these very reasons, I could never allow them to be defeated. As a symbol, I needed to act the part. I needed to put in a suitable performance. Realizing this, I resolved to begin by giving Benimaru the relaxed response he hoped for. Of course. I want you to tell everyone what I'm going to say, all right? By all means. With Benimaru's consent and cooperation, I was going to transmit my will to each and every one of my people. Thanks to the unique skill-born leader, they'd receive my statement in their minds. Listen to me. Crush the enemy with all your might. There's no need to go easy on them, and of course there is no need to show mercy. Use everything you've got to eliminate the enemy as quickly as possible. He shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have said that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
Oh.
Tessarosa's got to stop sitting out, huh?
Oh no, all three demons heard that.
Yep, the caps are off. Oh shit.
Oopsie!
You
Like,
took
the
off.
slow
You took
dawning
off.
realization.
Three of them heard that.
And they're all about to stand up and just
I
be
meant
like,
the
oh
army,
boy,
not
literally.
you guys. I meant everyone else.
Do you know who you're dealing with? Pulls out the nuke button.
I tried to put my heart, my entire heart into it.
Yep.
Benimaru nodded his approval. The other officers smiling as well, because to them, the order meant one thing. The full release of the power kept under control. Correctly understanding the meaning of my words, the monsters resumed their assignments, and thanks to that, the battlefield was about to drastically change.
So it turns out they've all been wearing weighted training gear, and Rimuru just let them all drop.
Chapter 2, the assault begins next week.
Hooray.
So the war began.
Holy shit.
I think
This
next
was just
week,
the warm-up.
I think next week we just call it how the turntables have turned.
Yes.
how
Right, how the
they've
turntables.
turned back.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Who wants
Things
to see? Who wants to see? Who wants to see that sinister smile just turn into huh?
Oh.
turn into just pure unadulterated
Yep.
terror.
Rimuru, this is what you asked for, is it
Yeah.
not?
Oh.
Rimuru for the destruction he's unleashed, and the enemy
Mhm.
for, oh god, I'm gonna die.
That's yep.
Mm.
Yep. I hope they all wore their brown pants.
And their
I
red
think there's enough
shirts.
brown
We
pants
should
in the
probably
world.
bring. Oh, should we bring brown pants next week just for funsies?
Richie,
red shirts.
okay, their red
You
shirts
have brown
too.
pants.
Brown pants, red shirts.
Yep, that's the uniform for next
Yeah,
week.
because the blood always rushes upward. That's why.
Also, make sure you're face down, ass up, because you guys are about to get whooped.
By
Is that what we're gonna
Tell
read next week?
Dry.
Just like.
No, that's
can't
what
see
the
hands up.
that's what the Empire
I
needs
could
to
do
be
it.
doing because they
Yeah.
so about to get fucked.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
funny. I guess we're ending a little early then, huh?
I mean, that's the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
Literally,
It's fun to
when
tease.
we reached the end of Moon's reading time, I had like 5 pages to read,
Yeah.
and I was like,
did.
"Well, I'm not reading the beginning of the next chapter with like 15 minutes left to go. I'm not like,
Yeah, and then there's
Yeah.
also
There's-
like
Because this is
a
where shit's
gap,
about to
like,
get
right there.
fun.
yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna. I'm feeling we're gonna have to do a lot of screaming next reading. Screaming and battle attack shouting.
So much screaming.
Yeah.
I'll have to warm up my vocal cords next week.
Halsamon, the wings of love. There you go. Perfect. Practicing right now. Just have to say Digimon names and their titles. No, hold on. What were the names of the moves? We had Blue Blaster, Pepper Breath. What were some other Digimon moves?
Flash Flare Blast, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh one.
Yeah, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh one. Terror Destroyer. There you go. That's a good one to do. Practice.
I don't know Digimon, so I would not be able
I don't
to
think
say it.
anybody here knows Digimon attacks. I'm sad.
Just do Yu-Gi-Oh once instead. We could do Yu-Gi-Oh apparently.
See, you say Digimon,
We can do
and
Exodia,
all I can
obliterate.
think about, all I can think about is that all I can think about is the Team 4-star Digimon abridged,
Yeah.
and how fucking unhinged Tai is.
Mm-hmm. He kind of is in the show too. A little bit.
Yeah, he doesn't have his dick out in the show.
When I'm
That we
finished,
know of.
When I'm finished.
it's always off screen. Yeah, it's always
No,
like,
it
chest
wasn't
up.
off screen that one time. Not in the Abridgemon
It's
movie.
been a bit. I haven't watched. I only watched the one
There's
time.
Not
so
in
I don't remember.
Abridgemon the movie.
I think I remember. I was in the college math lab when I watched
They
that too.
literally just put like a little penis shaped thing and pixelated the fuck out of it.
Penis shaped thing.
Alright, you're
Imagination.
You're just gonna have to. All right, here's what I need you to do. You're gonna have to apologize. There was no reasoning with her. I'm like, God damn it, die. God damn it. You can't apologize to your sister. That's so funny.
Mm.
And the internet with the porn I deserve. God damn it.
Mm.
I'm fucking.
Dear.
You watching The Lion King? Nah, I'm into something fresh.
Angimon.
Oh, God damn it, dude. It's so stupid. It's so
Need to
stupid.
terror destroyer the planet.
Oh my god.
Exterminatus the planet now.
I love the fact that they literally did the copywriting the term Digidestin as a joke on the Fine Bros React thing.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what that was. It's great.
God, it's
Alright.
been fucking forever.
Yeah, right?
Anjumon.
Anja Woman.
Yeah. No, that's Anjumon. Sorry, I misread that. Hand of Fate is Anjumon's attack. I forget about that. He becomes like lump with ball with wings to Angel Man who punches people.
Well, guys,
good.
Yeah, what'd you think of this chapter?
It's good. Good.
I'm excited.
I have a
for the next
feeling-
chapter.
I was a
Yeah,
little
it's
worried
gonna
there
be
for a
good.
minute.
I wasn't. At the same time, it was like, oh shit. Oh, okay, wait. No,
Yeah.
no, I forget.
They got cut
I forget.
off.
There's
Like,
several
I'm just
volumes
sitting
after
here, it's
this.
Like, when is Testarossa
And then you forget
gonna do
Testarosa's
something?
there. It's like,
She's just doing nothing.
Yeah, she's gonna.
like
She was waiting.
she
I'm
could
just
attack
playing
and it would explode.
defensively.
She was waiting. She was
Just-
waiting for the words from Lord Reburu. Then she got them, and now she's like, "All right, cool.
Just-
I get to." He said I could play, and that's literally it. It's just like
So she's going to play, and then she's gonna grab Gopto by the nose, take him off, and go play with him.
no,
That
Based
comes
off the
after.
joke we did last
That's
week. Yeah,
later.
exactly.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys.
Sorry.
Wow.
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 You set that up last week, and I just said I'm going.
Oh
for
my
it.
I'm
God.
gonna go pee now.
Diving for it.
Yeah,
Oh.
yes, yes,
Oh no, I made him. Oh no. I'm not sorry.
You shouldn't
I'm not
be.
sorry for that joke.
Never be
Just
sorry.
looking dead. Right the chat. No. They are fucking.
Sorry, I lost some of my cool. Benny Maru nodded at me. Don't worry, Sir Rimuru. There's 3 more volumes after this. You'll be
There's
fine.
plenty more volumes for you to lose your cool in.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, Richie disappeared. Richie just ditchied us. I'm sad.
He Digimon us.
Richie did a ditch.
Yeah, he was the ditchy descent. Oh, yeah, I'm sad.
You know, that is
Oh, well.
actually one thing since we're talking about Digimon. Apparently, there's like a negative evolution or something. Like you mistreat them.
Yeah. Well, that's the virus evolution, but that's like Skull Greymon's a good example of when
Yeah, that was like
Ty
the one I
pushed
was thinking
Greymon,
of.
and he was like, "Keep destroying him, you fuck!" Blah 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 blah. And then Greymon's like, "All right," and then he went and fucking turned into Skull Greymon and fucked up the enemy, but then also turned on his friends and tried to eat them. And then Ty had to be like, "Okay, I'm sorry. Please don't kill us." And then he went, "Okay," and then he went back. It was good. There are several times that happened in the show when the main character got really pissed and then forced their Digimon to do stuff, and then they became evil for a bit, and then they had to calm them down. At least as far as I remember, but that was like 2 different series. I'm sure it's happened more.
I've never
often than
watched
not,
it.
but
I don't think I ever will. But
it's pretty good. I liked it, but it's
By the
like
way,
it's
did
kind of
you
doofy
guys
now, huh?
see the greatest Digimon movie ever, Summer Wars?
Which one? That was a great movie too. I loved that movie, and you're right. That is absolutely a Digimon movie.
Like,
That was fucking
shit.
cool. I want
It
that
was.
art book.
Damn good movie.
hmm Yeah, King Kazuma is fucking cool.
Well,
Ugh.
Richie, we were just talking about the greatest Digimon movie ever, Summer Wars.
It's such a good movie, though.
yeah.
It is. Such
Apparently,
a good movie.
they're talking me into, or they're trying to talk me into watching it.
Summer
apparently.
Wars.
That's why I
You
wanted-
haven't seen it?
Summer.
it's
Summer
good.
Wars.
I was all
is-
Pokemon. And I didn't.
Summer
like Digimon.
Wars is literally like Summer Wars is literally if the Digimon movie was good.
Mm-hmm.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair. I do. That's what I wanted Belle to be. That's the thing. I wanted Belle to be.
well,
Summer
okay.
Wars,
Here's
but
the
it wasn't.
thing. Here's the thing.
I like Belle.
Summer Wars was if the first half of the Digimon movie had a plot.
Yeah, that's true. They were kind of wandering aimlessly in the first Digimon movie, from what I remember.
The
It was
first
kinda
half
like,
of the Digimon movie. Take the first half of the Digimon movie and give it a plot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot happened in the beginning of that movie, if I remember correctly.
Oh no
I
no
had to
no
watch it
no
again.
no no! Diaboromon. That whole thing with
Oh yeah,
Diaboromon.
Diaboromon.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
flying
yeah.
around. Yeah, and eating the
like
internet.
like
Remember
Gen 1 old
The
school
internet?
like Gen
he
1
was.
old school like the Gen 1 old school Digidestin, not the Davis nonsense shit.
that. Yep.
Also, can we
The
just
second one,
appreciate
I
can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that Mimi was voiced by Kira Buckland?
Oh, that's right.
In the Abridgimon movie, Mimi was voiced by Kira
Yeah.
Buckland, so when she goes and does
Good.
that whole thing of like, I've moved to America to become a voice actor. I know Kyle Abear, so I've got an in. And they were like, she's probably going to be working at a Starbucks. Funny story, Kira Buckland was working at a fucking Starbucks at the time. She loved making
Had to
that
make ends
joke.
meet.
She loved making that joke, and funny enough, Kira Buckland knew Kyle Abear. But now
Here.
she's a fucking voice actress, and she's done stuff like she voices like 2B in fucking Near Automata and shit like
Oh,
that.
interesting.
Yeah, she voices major fucking stuff.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
really good.
But she always
What's
starts
the
her
name?
We
day
should
with a
fire her
Starbucks
too, but I'm
coffee.
there.
Never forget where your
Oh
origins
my
were.
god, no!
Yeah,
don't,
never forget
don't.
your roots.
Yep.
If
Never
it-
forget what got you to where
I
you are
wanna forget
today.
Amazon.
Well-
If anything, I would
You'll
probably
never
say
get
that she
Amazon.
would probably hate Starbucks.
Yeah, fair.
Starbucks is not a great
Yeah.
company to work for.
Yeah, Starbucks is not a
No,
great
not
company
really.
to work for.
Any kind of like food service retail is not a fun place to work for.
You guys ever
'Cause
seen
then it's like you
Digimon
get
Trio Bridge?
extremely-
No, I have not, and I don't want to.
Mm.
I want to
Here.
forget. I kind of want to forget that I ever liked Digimon. To be fair,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I want to. I want to kind of forget that I liked Digimon. I really do.
But why?
Oh, that's sad. I love Digimon. As
the
we
best-
See,
speak.
these two were trying to convince me to watch Digimon. Now you're convincing me not to.
Well-
no, not Digimon.
Well.
Summer Wars. Summer Wars.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
Summer
Summer Wars is not
Wars
an
is
actual
good.
Yeah,
Digimon
watch
movie.
Summer
Wars.
Wars
Summer
is
Wars
not
is a
Digimon.
great movie.
It is a totally different thing. Summer
Yes,
Wars is
but it's
fucking
good.
Joke.
fantastic.
Because it's the exact same plot as the Digimon movie. Plot in quotation marks.
No. It's got
But-
no. Summer Wars has
No.
some similarities to the Digimon movie. It is not the Digimon movie. It is fucking fantastic.
Okay, so it's better than the Digimon movie. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
much
so
better.
much better.
Oh,
it
yeah,
has
it's better.
it
I've been
trying
has
to find a
similar
Blu-ray
it
version
has
of it.
It's
similar
not.
animation.
It's not.
It
It
has
is not.
similar
Okay.
animation
It's
to
just
the
a joke.
Digimon movie. But it,
I
it's
think
got
the character
it
designer
has
might
some
have
of
been the
the
same too.
it has some of the same it has some of the same you'll see some of the similarities to the Digimon movie. You'll be like, this isn't the Digimon movie, but you'll like watch it and you'll be like, by the end you'll be like, no, this was like leagues above the fucking Digimon movie. And you're like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here, this is a gift for you. A random Malomyotismon figure that was sitting on my fucking table for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have this
You
guy.
get fucked by Metal Garurumon.
Metal Garurumon is cool. Okay, he's a
I'll
werewolf.
just take
That's what
my
I'm saying. It
Renamon and
can
leave.
get fucked by Metal Garurumon.
Yeah, that's true.
Take that big.
Well, actually, no.
phallic
Wergarurumon
metallic-
is the.
Take
yeah,
that big phallic
Metal Garurumon.
metallic.
Is it where Gurumon has to have a full moon or something?
Take that
Well,
big.
yeah, Wergarurumon is the bipedal one. Metal
that big-
Garurumon is when he's still a wolf.
Take
so,
that big metallic phallic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Anyway,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you thought of this chapter down in the comments below. We are looking forward to hearing what you think. I am going to try my best once I get into a more stationary location. Once I get into more stable living conditions, to hopefully get everything put together on the Light Novel YouTube channel. Though I may hand that over to one of these fine gentlemen here, give them the password and access and everything, and just be like, guys, most everything over there is already set up. Just please copy, paste, and update like certain things, like when the volumes change. Please just update this shit, because I can't keep remembering to do that, because I just don't remember to do that. And I can, if you need images,
Kinda
I
like
can
me and
send
my
the
reactions.
images. Yeah, I can send the images your way. It's just basically copy paste and then turn public.
It's just
copy,
each of
paste,
us
a bunch
submit it, like we do a selfie of a reaction face, and then it just crops it into Photoshop.
No,
It's like,
none of that is necessary. I literally have all of the images sitting here on my. It's the same images I used for these. For
For
yeah.
the layouts, right?
they're already pre-set up. We're good to go. I just need to get those set up. Oh my goodness. Anyway,
Control C, Control V.
yeah.
Yep.
It's like so. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure those are good, and then once we get caught up here, we will switch over to Mushoku Tensei and get to reading that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that because Mushoku Tensei is a lot of fun. It is
I
sexual
gotta
as
watch
hell.
that.
It is very sexual.
Oh, that's gonna be good to read.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Oh,
funny.
fun.
It's gonna get
can read that.
get awkward and cringy in places, but just bear
I
with
can
us.
read that.
It is like literally my number one isekai.
It's like I
Straight-
have the weirdest
Really good.
boner right now.
it is-
Cringe runs in my veins.
Yes, all right.
You understand.
Good stuff. Good
Ah,
stuff.
we
good
needed
stuff.
like a cringe counter or something.
By the
for
way,
example.
guys-
he's a cringe fans.
By the way, guys, Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt season 2 was announced.
Yes.
Yep.
Looking forward
I
to
am
that.
so excited for
I am
that.
so looking
yeah.
forward. I am so looking forward.
I need to watch
the,
that too.
I am so looking forward
What?
to the
Fun.
dub of that.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
watched it.
Watch the
I'm going
dub.
to. It's on my
Watch
list.
the
Yes,
dub.
If you're gonna watch it, you need to watch the dub.
I will. I'm exclusively watching the
You
dub.
need
of
to
it.
watch
Don't
the
worry.
dub. Speaking of which, all
Right
right.
now,
So
what am I like? M?
I had a very big surprise when I logged into Twitter today. Lucy Christian liked one of my tweets. The dub
Oh.
voice of Nami liked one of my tweets, and I'm like,
Oh.
wait, what?
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Was it
that's
over?
crazy, and it was over something cringe, so it was great. It was even
Always.
funnier. Yeah, it
fine.
was
That's
because it's because voice actors are participating in the
strike.
No.
Mhm.
The strike hasn't happened yet. They gave him a 12-day. The actors gave him a 12-day extension.
Mm.
The fucking they're participating in the memes of the Grimace Shake challenge thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Ah,
Where
yeah.
people go,
And so
Great.
the meaty
I've had that. It's not that bad.
the MIDI the meme that went out was MIDI from Made in Abyss.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
All you need to know is that.
No.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse because I go, if you think this one's bad, you should have seen the one they did for Oshinoko.
I haven't seen that, but I'm assuming.
I drank the milkshake, and then they showed the end, like where I ends at the end of the first episode for Oshinoko, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's.
Except
They just colored all the blood
I've
purple.
seen a lot of.
they colored
spoilers for
all the
that.
blood purple.
Yep.
God, I'm
They
assuming
colored,
bad stuff happened.
They colored all
Bad
the
stuff
blood
happens, yeah,
purple.
always.
Yeah.
They colored
I
all the
assume
blood
so.
purple, and then like literally they I just said if you think this one's bad, you should have seen what they did for Oshinoko, and literally she liked that comment.
Wow.
I'm like, damn,
Wow.
Well, like,
Can't
all right,
believe
that's
her.
crazy.
Can't believe she did that.
that's so funny. Whoever did the
assuming I
Oshinoko
guess I
Grimace
have to look
shake, you
forward
are
to
a
that when I
bastard and
watch it.
deserve to go to hell. Right? It's so bad. It's so bad. Seriously though, check out Oshinoko. It's really, really good. I
Damn good
highly
There's a lot of
recommend
anime I
it.
gotta take up.
Cannot recommend it highly enough. Cannot recommend this enough, guys. If
I
you
still
go
think it's
and check it
funny.
out, I seriously recommend going over to Manga Plus and reading the manga. It is free to read all the way through. There are 122 chapters available for you to read for free, one time, all the way through. And
Do you recommend that before or after the anime?
that is up to you, either or.
I think, yeah, you said like you
It
just
will
do
not.
both, I
it-
guess,
both,
was the
yeah,
answer.
It will not take away from your enjoyment of the show. However, I will tell you right now, the first episode is literally the entire first volume, because there is no way to do that episodically. Volume. Here's the thing. If you want to know what the anime is, read the first 40 chapters of the manga. That's season 1.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Okay.
Got the pills, got take.
But I still think
It's
it's
about
funny
9 o'clock.
when we
And
first
on that
saw
note,
Oshinoko on my anime list. All of us were just like, okay, this sounds like the weirdest thing ever. Probably not gonna watch that.
Yeah.
And then the first episode airs.
Little
and we're all
did you
hearing about it,
realize.
and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. The first episode airs and hits #1 on my anime list, and everybody. And then the reason it was downgraded is because like that first episode was so fucking good, and then you have to
It was
go
hard
back
to
to the
keep up with
30.
that.
You have to go back to the 30-minute episode model, and it's like, dude, you can't keep up with that. There's no way you can, because you got an 80-minute first episode. That tells
that's pretty impressive.
a hell of an arc. You literally did a
yeah.
full-length movie for your first episode. In fact, that first episode actually debuted in some select theaters in Japan a week early.
That's fucking incredible.
That's
a
Heard
amazing.
episodes, yeah.
Wow. Okay. I
It
believe
was-
you.
It was fucking amazing. Not to mention that the voice actress for I had a banger of a season last season, because not only was she voicing I, but she's also Megumin in Konosuba.
Yeah.
So she had the Megumin spinoff. She was also
Yeah.
voicing a couple
Oh,
other
yeah.
characters in other anime series that I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but she had other stuff that she was doing. So she had like 4 anime that she was in this season.
Good.
Yeah.
She's talented.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, she's
Same with
good.
Aqua's voice actress. She's really good too.
Yeah.
I forgot her
So-
name though.
There we go,
Yeah,
guys. There we go.
Yep. Thanks for coming along with us. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
playing with this
this
kid.
is-
Also,
So-
also, last but not least, on the Billboard Global 100, including the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
The opening theme song for Oshinoko's Idol ranked number 7. This is It was number 1 excluding the U.S. and now it's number 7 including the U.S.
That's
on
cool.
the Billboard 200 global.
Damn good.
So
That's
out of
awesome.
the 200, it has managed to go all the way to number 7.
Good.
And that's
Good. You
fucking
can't
phenomenal.
have a fucking Idol anime without incredible music. So
Yeah.
Welcome to the Neurodivergent Toys channel.
Jesus. All right,
I'm
ladies
sorry.
and gentlemen.
We got
I have a
distract
lot
them.
of like finger
It's gonna
fiddles
be
and
it
stuff. So.
for us.
I
You
got
guys have a good one. Take
Yeah,
care.
you too.
And bye-bye
Yep.
for now.
Bye.
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 What do you think of like 1,000 things over here?
Praise Reboot, eat cookies.
Mm-hmm.